Good morning. Thank you so much for spending your morning here with us on the Sunday edition. I'm A.Zee, and I am joined by Karen Bates-Gager with Turning Point. It is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and there's so much of which we need to be aware. And Karen, you have opened my eyes, and I am very, very grateful. And I'm thinking there are a lot of other women who are thinking the same thing. Oh, I didn't think this comment was a big deal, but someone else could be wounded by that. And we need to accept that, embrace that, and stand up with these women. Every state I look at, it seems, as well as national, we have legislatures looking at tightening restrictions, bringing better laws to pass to make it easier to report sexual assault and sexual harassment in the workplace. Title IX, there's been a lot of discussion on campuses, and boy, do we have a long way to go there. But what do we need to tell our legislators, to tell the administrators at the schools? How are we doing, and how much further must we go?
Well, I think the biggest thing is when somebody comes forward and is believing them. There always seems to be this tendency to want to, I hate to use the word poo-poo them, or downplay what they consider to be a traumatic event.
Oh, was it really that bad?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
It was. And also there's always this shift to turn around and place the blame on the victim. When I hear these, well, what were you wearing or were you drinking? I have said repeatedly, I should be able to walk down my street buck naked and not have to worry about it. It's not
Right.
about what I did. It's about what the perpetrator did.
Right.
And that's where we have this confusion in this issue. And it doesn't really seem to be getting better. And that's why a lot of women won't report, is because they feel that it's going to be diminished and downplayed, and that they're going to end up looking like the bad person in the situation when they aren't.
So how do we change it?
We have to change the culture. That's one of the things that Turning Point is working really hard on. We have a prevention education team that goes into local high schools and middle schools, and we're teaching these teenagers about healthy relationship, the difference between consent and coercion, what to do if you see something, how to help a friend. And so we're trying to change the conversation and the culture. And it really, I think our focus really needs to be on young men. Instead of teaching young women how not to be raped, why don't we just teach young men not to be rapists? That would really be a much simpler situation, to go forward. And that's a culture change, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of work and awareness. But we're trying on our end, but we're still one small organization, but we keep plugging away. We see 7,000 kids a year, and I know we're making a difference.
That's in schools to educate with your program.
Absolutely.
7,000. That's fantastic.
It's amazing. We were in a school recently, and a few hours after our team was in the school, I got an email through our website from a young lady who had heard our prevention education team that morning, and she said, "I'm being assaulted by my mother's boyfriend, and I didn't know where to go. Can you help me?"
Oh,
and the only
Lord.
reason she knew to call us was because we were in her classroom that morning.
Okay.
So we're helping in that way, but we're also helping to change those conversations about what's right and what's wrong, and standing up. And that's really, I think, the challenging part, because nobody wants to be that person that stands up.
Right.
And that is difficult. I have two sons, and they both went off to college, and they both joined fraternities. And I had big conversations with them because I know what happens on college campuses.
Right.
And my younger son came home at Christmas break and said, "Mom, I stopped a rape at my fraternity house." And we had a big conversation before he left, what my expectations of him were. I said, if you see something happening, you need to intervene.
Right.
This is your responsibility to do so. And he came home and said he did. And I said, "What happened?" He said, "I'm at a fraternity party. I see a girl who's obviously had too much to drink on the couch." And he says, "And I see another guy go over and try to take her upstairs." And I said, "So what did you do?" And he said, "I thought about what you said." He said, "I went over and just told the guy, I don't think that's cool. You're going to be really sorry. You're going to regret it in the morning, and it could cost you college." And he said the guy thought about it and said, "You know what? You're right," and put the girl back on the couch. And I said, you will never know what the implications of what you did are, but I promise you saved that girl from being assaulted that night, and you should be proud of that.
And you should be proud of your son.
I am. I was in
Yes.
tears. I was so proud of him.
Yes.
But that's a really hard thing for them to do. And he told me, and he's a very he's got a lot of self-confidence, and he really was torn about what to do. but he had the chutzpah to get up and do something
He
about
did.
it. And that's what we
He did
really
the right thing.
we really need to teach is we need people to intervene when you see something's wrong. The Brock incident out in California.
Right.
Those two guys that got off their bikes and intervened.
Yep.
They could have just
could have
kept riding,
Yep.
but they didn't. And that's what we need. We need more of that's not for people to stand up and say that's not okay.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's a dirty joke or a rape in progress. That's not okay. And that's the culture shift we really need to work on.
One turn at a time. And I know the Titanic doesn't turn on a dime, but we start and we continue and we continue. We have just a couple of minutes left. Let us, number one, make sure we give a website for Turning Point.
It's www.turningpointmacomb.org.
turningpointmacomb.org. And in the 2 minutes or so we have left, give me the nuts and bolts, please, of the event coming up on the 20th.
Well, I want to give our crisis line
yes,
out there
please.
because I think that's really important. That's a 24-hour-a-day resource for
Great.
anybody that needs help, and that's 586-463-6990.
Perfect.
And then, as we talked about, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, Turning Point has a variety of things going on. The next big thing, I think, is the 12th, so this coming Thursday.
Oh.
We will be hosting a screening of a movie called Audrey and Daisy, and it's about two high school girls who were assaulted, and some of their schoolmates took pictures and put them out on the internet and what happened. This could happen to anybody. I think it's a real important movie to see.
Yes.
We have
so scary.
other things going on. We have our Stepping Out with the Stars event on the 20th.
What's that all about?
That is where we pair local celebrities, if you will, with Arthur Murray dancers, and they dance and they raise funds and awareness while they're doing it. It's a really good time. I would encourage anybody that's interested to buy tickets. They are selling fast, so I would do it sooner as opposed to later. But visit our website or visit our Facebook page. All of our events are listed on there. We have a whole sexual assault calendar that's up there about different things people can do, just daily challenges. We're having a peaceful assembly in downtown Mount Clemens in front of the court building on the 24th. And that's going to
rain or shine.
It's
it
a
doesn't
rain or
matter at the
shine.
clock tower.
Rain or shine. And that's going to be a really great event. There'll be info table, there'll be speakers, and just it's a peaceful assembly. We just want to keep letting people know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
And as it says here, collectively, our voices make a difference. That's so important. Collectively, our voices make a difference. This is, look at the difference your son made. Now that other boy is going to think before he acts another time, and so on and so on. It's not just one voice. When we speak together, we stand together, we survive together.
We do. And things can have a ripple effect. And I think that's real important.
Absolutely. They do. This has been just a remarkable conversation, Karen. I hope you will come back another time, not just when it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but anytime. Come in and let's talk. People need to listen to the message that you have. Very quickly, the website and crisis number one more time.
turningpointmacomb.org and 586-463-6990.
I suggest everybody go to that website for more information if you have any questions or if you need to guide someone that you know towards some help. It's there at Turning Point. Karen, thank you so much for all that you do. I'm very grateful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for spending your morning here with us as well. Once again, I'm A.Zee. You're listening to the Sunday edition.